In this little short video, I'm going to show you how to take a fairly heavy veined leaf. It has to be fairly green. It cannot be crisp and dry. We're going to make a shallow candy bowl or a spoon holder or whatever you can use a project like this for. But the first thing we're going to do is flatten out a piece of clay. And if you have a rolling pin, that's good. Or you can flatten it out like I'm doing, just with the palms of your hands. Now this is going to make the camera jiggle, so excuse me. What I'm doing is just getting a nice, even thickness. So it looks like this. Oh, here I go again. Can't say that. The next step, need to get a little bit bigger. So there is our clay. Next step, we're going to take the leaf and place it on a piece of clay with the vein side down. Now you can either put it in the bowl, which will act like a mold, just like this, or you can cut out the a leaf form, but a little bit more basic than the true leaf. You don't need to cut it out exactly. It can be more rounded. If you try to do every last little angle of the leaf, it makes it very hard to get a clean edge. It looks a little jagged, a little rough. Now while the leaf is still on the clay, take a damp sponge and just clean up the edges where you just cut, because that pin tool will leave kind of a rough, jagged edge. You want to make sure that your sponge is not too wet, or else your clay will not be able to be worked with. It will be too muddy. So there we have the leaf pushed into the clay. And I'm going to use, I have this size bowl, which will make more of a severe curve, or this size bowl, which the curve won't be as severe. Let's go with the bigger one. So you can either use the same process we used last time for our simple coil bowl and use plastic, or I'm going to try paper towel this time. But unfortunately, it's starting to wrinkle more than I want it to. So at this point, I'm going to stop the video and I'll be back with plastic. Okay, I'm back. Instead of the paper towel, which I determined would give too many creases inside the bowl and create texture on our back of the leaf, I put plastic back in the bowl, and very carefully I'm going to take the slab of clay with the leaf still pushed in, and I'm going to push to the inside contour of the bowl. And I will let this set up overnight and I'll do the rest of the video in the wee hours of the morning. But for right now, I can show you what the leaf will look like, because I pushed in the leaf while it was flat, and also as I'm pushing the clay into the bowl, the veins should be well pushed into the clay, and you'll be able to see an exact duplicate of this leaf in the clay. So let me quickly and carefully pull the leaf out. There we have the leaf pattern pushed into the clay, and it is a nice rounded bowl. It can be used as either a spoon holder on the stove, or it can be used as a shallow candy bowl, or it can be used just as a autumn type centerpiece with anything inside, or you can use it as a coin bowl or anything to keep your little knickknacks in. Okay, after setting overnight in the bag, our leaf is firm enough to take out, and it sits on its own. Now it sits fairly flat. If you like it like that, you can just leave it like that and then kind of tap it so the base is flat. Or you have some options. You can put a small little ring of a coil for its base, or you can add a tripod of pebbles for its base and score on like this. So there's all sorts of options for this particular project. I think I'm going to use the small ring of clay for its base. I'm going to trace on the inside. When I score the coil, I'm scoring the inner portion of the coil because I want this coil to look so you can see the shape of the coil. Now right in here is what I'm talking about. I want to see the nice rounded coil. But on the inside, I want to make sure it's nice and blended together. And you can do that with your fingers. I'm using the end of the pin tool just to make sure it is securely fastened. And there we have it.